Hey, it's always my hand at the beginning, if anybody ever watches that. Sorry about that. I'm gonna pull this up a little bit. I think that's pretty good. Okay, I think we're ready to go. I'm kind of cold, but I knew that I wouldn't need long sleeves on for very long, but let's go ahead and start on our backs, and we'll let me change my music. It's not very yoga-y. Turn that back. Okay. Come on. I'm using this really old phone. There we go. I use an old phone for my music, and it's very, very slow to respond to anything that I do. So I'm just trying to get that going. There we go. Okay. I might have to get up and fix that at some point, but okay, so get comfortable. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Just let it out through the mouth. Blow out all that air, all that tension, anything you've been dealing with today or in the last couple of days, let it go. We don't need it right now for the next hour. So slow breath in through the nose, same exhale. Of course, I think of one more thing to check. I'm letting it go. I'm chancing it. Okay. So once you're feeling that slower breath pattern, we want to start allowing this breath to come into the body, and you know, we do this quite often, so you're able to get there a little sooner. But we aren't going to rush into any kind of movement yet. So again, inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Start noticing the breath, how you're feeling now that it's slowing down a little bit. Try to notice that the body can respond, and you know, maybe you have to put a little bit of emphasis on that, on feeling the chest expand and the you know, getting it down into the belly. So the whole torso is going to be involved with that breathing, right? But make sure that you're not like forcing it to happen, right? Expanding and pushing the belly out. Just let the breath do that. On your exhalations, it's a good time, you know, every time, maybe for the first minute, kind of checking in with the body and just allowing that tension to flow back out. We don't need it right now. Busy thoughts as well. Really hard in our daily life to not have them, right? I mean, even sometimes in bed, I don't know about you, but I will be going over things that I don't need to think about before I go to bed. But right now, give yourself this time. See how your body is going to move for you today, rather than I'm going to be doing this and that. Just kind of allow it to happen and let the breath help you get there. When you get to the point that it's really challenging, whatever that movement is for balancing or your flexibility, or even just kind of getting into a pose, use the breath to help you get there. Exhale and let yourself fully feel that pose in every part of the body. And you know, if you have little things that you know you need to work on, same thing. Recognize it, acknowledge it, and then try to use the breath to help you feel it more, enjoy it more. All right, so a couple more breaths here. I've had you here for a short time. Your breath also, as we know, should be fairly even in length. Make sure you're not rushing. Especially we exhale kind of quickly a lot, so try to really focus when you exhale that you're allowing yourself to fully feel that. And then we're going to keep our focus on the breath as we get the knees bent. And as we do that, you bring your feet onto the mat. I like to lift the hips up and just kind of move them a little bit, so I feel like my back is long. We still have that curve in the lower back that should be part of our bent knees pose, right? At some point we might be pressing that lower back down, which involves tilting the pelvis a little bit, but right now we're just as is here. Heels lining up with the hips, shoulders are broad, and then we bring those arms to the mat, palms down. And you can keep moving and adjusting little bits in this pose until you feel that it's exactly where you want to be right now. All right, 2 more. Just feel this pose. How does it feel? You're still feeling that belly expanding as you inhale, and feeling that tension going as we exhale. All right, on the next inhale, just let the arms come up. Try to not even force it to happen. Let them float up off the mat. Reach all the way overhead. And exhale, bring the arms back to the mat. And we're going to pause here, arms on the mat, and take another breath cycle in and out. And then we go again. Inhale, reach those arms up and over. Exhale, bring those arms back to the mat. And again, take that breath in and out. And now it's going to become a continuous cycle with the breathing, with the movement. So arms over the head, inhale. Exhale, they come back to the mat. Again, don't rush anything, especially that part, right? And right away, again, we're going to inhale and reach overhead. And exhale, bring the arms back. And we're going to do 2 more like that. And then we're going to start adding the lower body into it. All right, inhale, bring the arms over the head. Now exhale, this time we're just going to do a little pull, excuse me, here with that right knee pull into the chest. As soon as you're inhaling, the foot's going down as we reach overhead. Exhale, now the left knee in. And inhale, reach overhead. So I want you to continue that. You might be off, not doing it exactly when I'm doing it, and that's fine. It probably should be that way, right? Because we all have a little bit different breath pattern. But you're still working for that overhead reach every time and allowing each knee to come in maybe a little more every time that we're on that exhale and knees chest. So let's just do 2 more, both legs, right and left, okay? Also, the knee comes in, that lower back is going to press into the mat. It's going to flatten out and spread out. And reach overhead, inhale. Let's do right one more time. And we'll do left one more time. And we're going to go back to that right leg and we're going to stay here and just hug that knee in. Hands anywhere that really help you. All right, I want you to start working the hip right away. So we're just going to start by dropping the knee out a little bit and bringing it back in. You can use hands or not. But what I want you to feel is that the pelvis, it does not shift at all, right? We don't want those hips to move. So when the knee goes out, you're going to keep that left hip down. Hips are even. Let's just do 2 more. How's that inner thigh feeling? All right. And then take it out and bring it up. And then go maybe a little lower and do that half circle motion again. So we're going to keep doing that. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit of loosening up in that hip. And then we're going to make sure we go the other way. So bring the knee up first, and then let it go out and around. Okay, that should feel pretty good, huh? Loosening it up. Again, you can do a couple circles each way again. And then take that right foot here and just press the knee out. How does that feel along the back side? Now we're not going to lift the left foot up right now. We're just going to stay here, pressing the knee away from us. We warmed up the hip a little bit. We're stretching across the right cheek. Now take the hand off the leg. We're going to extend the leg up. And now I want both hands back on that leg again and flex and point. Hold the flex, and then hold the point. If you notice cramping at all in the foot, you want to not go into the hardest point, maybe kind of more of a halfway in between neutral and point, right? And the flex if you can, at least spread the toes apart a couple of times. That's really nice, get all those little muscles moving. And then when the foot's waking up a bit, we're gonna start circling around. All right, quite a few. Give it some time, both ways. So we've warmed up the hip, we've warmed up the foot and ankle, and now just slide the hands a little lower than the knee if you can, and just, how does that hamstring stretch feel? We're not, gonna do a really long one today with the strap, so just try to let that go a little bit. All right, so let that leg relax. Go ahead and bring both knees into your chest. Feel how that feels on the back. Do a little gentle side to side movement here. We still have to do all of the left leg, left hip, left foot, but just taking a little break here and getting back into that neutral position. So when you bring the feet down, you're setting it all up again, just like we did earlier. So inhale, exhale. And then on that next inhale, bring the arms over the head. Exhale, bring the left knee in. Same thing, just letting that knee pull into the chest. All right, and then we're going to start taking the knee out, but again, not letting the hips move at all this time. Left knee out and in a little bit, starting to let the inner thigh open up, bring the knee back up. Maybe you go a little bit further, but don't let the hips shift at all. All right, couple more. And then you're gonna let the leg drop out and then bring the knee up and back down. And you're gonna get a little bit bigger range of motion there, but it's still kind of a half circle. I guess the knee can come across the midline a little bit if that helps you or you like that, but we're really focusing on how it's feeling up inside that hip joint as the leg moves around or the knee moves around. Again, quite a few. If you count or if you just kind of go by how it feels. All right. Now, after you've worked that hip quite a bit, should feel pretty good. Take the left foot on the right knee and then again, gently press the knee away from you. Keep the right foot on the mat. We'll go into the deeper version later. But right now we're just trying to, again, kind of just stretch out along the back side. So it just helps. I guess you could push the knee out on your own. I find that I get I get a deeper feeling when I use what's called an external pressure, right? So it's from my hand rather than me just pushing my knee out that way. All right, now from there, we're going to extend the left leg up, hands wherever you like, and start out with a really good flex here. And then slowly press the ball of the foot and then the point. Do the slow one a few times. All right, and then we start circling that foot around on the ankle. And then go the other way. Remember we talked about when we flex, kind of spreading those toes apart at least a couple times. Again, if you're getting cramps, I'm not getting cramps, but man, I can really feel that. Woo! All right. And then we just go into a little bit deeper stretch for that hamstring. So as you extend the leg up, even look at the foot. You let your foot roll in or roll out. Try to keep it, again, parallel to the ceiling. Now you can flex it if you want or point it, doesn't really matter. What we're really focusing on here is we're behind the knee, right up into the backside. All right, so we've gotten both of those legs and feet warmed up a little bit, open the hips a little bit. While we're here, let's just go ahead, bring the knees back into the chest, roll the back a little bit. We're gonna work on the inner thighs a little bit, both legs, right? So what I want you to do, let's just start out in Happy Baby. So go into Happy Baby, whatever variation you like. You know, you kind of let the knees drop open, have the feet up, have the feet down, hold the knees, whatever you like. And then take the legs a little wider if you can. Maybe you're already pretty wide in that Happy Baby. I want you to extend the legs out. Now, are you able to grab onto those big toes or maybe the ankle? I want you to just try to take a breath in. On the exhale, just let those legs open. Now, knees can be bent here or straight. Doesn't matter. But what I really want you to focus on is opening those legs up, because we're going to do some straddle work while we're standing up today. So I want your legs to be ready for that. You can activate it by bending the knees and then straightening and then opening the legs out. We're not forcing anything, but getting things warmed up. So we would inhale, bring the legs in, exhale, take them out. You can stay out here and roll and move however you want. We're going to be here a couple more breaths, so I just want you to kind of find something that seems to really give you a good straddle stretch here. I find that I feel more here than I do when I'm sitting up. You know, everybody's a little bit different, but I think this is a really nice way to kind of open up those inner thighs before we stand up. So from there, you're going to bring the legs back together, stretch your legs out long, and bring the arms overhead. Whoops, I'm not quite on the mat. And then we're going to inhale and stretch fingers to toes, and then exhale and everything relax. And inhale again, stretch as long as you can. And exhale and relax. And let's do that one more time. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, relax. Bring those arms down, bring the knees in together. We're gonna rock ourselves up to sitting on the mat, but if you would prefer to roll, you can roll sideways and then you can come up. So however you wanna get up here, get those hips even. Bring your hands slightly behind the hips. I guess it's just as long as you kind of line it up under the shoulder, right? Roll the shoulders up and back. Now inhale, lift your face up, lift your heart up, press into the mat and arch that upper back a little bit. Take a breath in and out. Might be harder to inhale here into the chest. One more inhale. Exhale, come upright and slide into that forward bend. Kind of go as far as you can on that first exhale. Now inhale, lengthen the spine, lift your heart. Exhale, go a little further. Inhale one more time. Exhale, go further, either to the hands to the feet or ankles. And again, we know that even this feels different than when we're standing up in that forward bend, right? Gravity's gonna always help us. So walk the hands back in. We're gonna do that chest expansion one more time. So hands under the shoulders. Press down, lift up, inhale. Exhale. Inhale again, lift your heart higher. Exhale, stay here. One more, inhale. Exhale, come up right, and second time, forward bend. Always working to keep the spine long and moving the whole upper body forward and then down. All right, from there, we're gonna come around and come onto our hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, right? Knees under the hips. I'm facing the other way on my mat from how I normally do, and it feels really weird. I don't know why. Okay, so arms are long without locking the elbow. So if you're not sure if you do that, just lock it and then soften it. If you rotate your elbows toward the front, your elbows are probably locked. You're pretty flexible in that elbow joint. So what you need to do is have those inner elbows pointing toward each other. All right, so that's going to keep the elbows from locking. Now inhale, lift the spine. You want to lengthen it from the crown of your head all the way through the spine to the tailbone. Take a breath in, feel it to the belly. Stay here, exhale, straight spine, but engage that belly, pull it in. Inhale again, lengthen the spine. Feel the belly move out. Exhale, contract, move it in. Now this time, inhale, expand the belly and ease into a little cow pose. And exhale, arch into a little cat pose. And you might not be ready to go fully into each pose. Take a few more breaths and help yourself get to a place where those poses are feeling good. Everything's getting longer. You're arching up more. You want to feel as much movement as you can in your spine in those two positions, all right? Keep going. I'll be there in a minute. All right, so we have cat and cow happening. 2 more times. Now we're going to work on rotating the upper body. Again, this is something that we're going to use when we get into that straddle bend today. So I really want you to visualize your torso. Think of what it looks like with the rib, with the spine, with the sternum. And when you're rotating to the side in your head, even though it may not look like it in real life, think of that whole rib cage rotating to one side, and then it'll come back to the middle, and then rotating to the other side. And we're not going to let the hips shift around in order to have that happen, hopefully. All right? So here we go. Take a breath in and out. Now on the next inhale, I want you to bring the right arm up and open to the side. Exhale, the right hand comes back down. Right away, we inhale, we open to the left. Rotate to the left. Inhale, bring the arm back down. Inhale, open. Exhale, lower. Left, inhale, reach up and open. Exhale, back down. Let's do right and left 2 more times. Use your breathing to guide you through that movement. All right, so we're going back to the right. We're going to inhale, reach up and open. Exhale, bring this arm under as you kind of scoop under, you're going to turn the palm up. You're going to slide down onto that right shoulder. Now the other arm, the left arm, can stay there. You can kind of bring it around behind the back if you're able to stay there and balance. Put it wherever it's most comfortable for you, and really keep your focus on this right shoulder. Two more breaths here. All right, and then bring your hand back so you line up that left hand and shoulder. Open right one more time, inhale. Exhale, come back down. And then while you're on all fours, just go through cat and cow on your own. 2 to 3 times. And then just come back to all fours. Take a breath in and out. We're moving on to the left. So inhale, open to your left. Exhale, scoop that arm under. Come all the way down to that right elbow. The left arm is under you. You're going to push weight into that left shoulder. Again, as I said, you can take this arm up and wrap it behind you. For me, that doesn't do a whole lot. I don't like the feeling on my neck, so I'm just going to keep my arm here for a little bit of support and really focus energy into that left shoulder blade. Feel like opening up a little bit. All right, as we make our way out of it, bring this right hand back so it's under the shoulder. And then as you open left one more time. Bring that hand back to the mat. Inhale to cow pose. Exhale to cat pose. Inhale to cow pose. Exhale to child's pose. So drop those hips back and extend the arms. And try to bring your forehead to the mat. If you don't like your forehead on the mat, you can always have one hand under it. So let's see where we are. All right, so what we're gonna do, I have to turn around this way because all of our right poses we're gonna do first, so I have to face this way. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we'll go through a little bit of a warm up here flow, and then we're gonna come upright. I wanna get you warmed up enough through some warrior work that we can get into that straddle position, but you still might want to have blocks handy when we get to that straddle position. So just wherever you are, have them close by. If you use them in your warrior work, you're going to want to have them toward the middle anyway. But if not, just don't get to the point where you have to grab one when you're in that straddle. So let's come into our downward dog now. It's our first time here. So take as much time as you need here. We're gonna kind of move around, stretch things out. You can go down and up a few times if you need to. If you don't need to and you're up, again, I encourage you to kind of work through each leg, each foot, each arm, each shoulder. Move around a little bit until you feel like you're ready to just get into your downward dog. We always want to feel like we're pressing away from the mat. We're not letting our weight shift into the mat, if that makes sense. And really engage through the shoulders, lift the tailbone high, let the head hang. You want to feel like the sides of your body just got an inch longer. Take 2 more breaths here. Now let's flow on through. We're going to inhale as we come into our plank. Heart is lifting just slightly in front. Modify it if you need to. Exhale, lower. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, child's pose. This is just for warm up today. Of course, think about the movement and the poses, but I want you to be doing it at a speed that's going to warm that body up a little bit. So come back to your downward dog when you're ready, and of course, fully come into that downward dog every time. You decide how many breaths you want to be here. And when you're ready to move, you're going to inhale to your modified plank or your full plank, and you're going to exhale and try to control as you come to the mat. And then inhale, lift that heart, come into cobra. Exhale, child's pose. However long you want to stay there, I want you to do 3 more cycles on your own. You can stay with me, but I think at this point you know what to do, what order, how's the breathing, or how to breathe. Inhaling. So I've just completed my first one. I'm in my downward dog. I'm sorry, in my child's pose. I'm going right into my downward dog. And then I go and going through it all. Plank. Cobra. Child's pose. Again, wherever you are. When you get through the 3rd time, you get through this whole little cycle, on the 3rd time, after you go to your child's pose, I want you to just go right back to downward dog. All right. Now walk your feet to the top of the mat. Come into your forward bend and just allow that upper body to hang. You can grab the elbows. You can have the hands on the feet somewhere or just on the mat. Make sure that if you open your eyes, or if they are open, you're looking right between the legs. You're not looking at your feet. See what that does to your neck? Let the neck hang long. Now when you're ready to come up, I want you to bend the knees just a tiny bit. Pull that belly as tight as you can. Keep your head close to the body. Once you're upright, your eyes are forward, then we're gonna roll those shoulders up and back. All right, if you're warm and you need to take off a sweater or anything like that, do that. We're gonna get right into some forward bends here, warming up a little bit more. And as I said, then we're gonna be coming into some straddle work today after we do some warrior work. So we'll actually get into the straddle from the warrior work. And we've done that before, but let's get a little bit warmer here. So look at your feet, find that perfect mountain pose. Broaden the shoulders, drop them down, lift your heart. Keep some energy in the arm without allowing tension to come in. Inhale, exhale. Feel it in the belly every time. Exhale, let go of tension. Inhale, arms up. Rolling down, so meet the hands together and bring them close to your heart and then follow them all the way down. Remember, you can have blocks here for the first part if you like, if that helps you. Deeply into that forward bend. Now inhale, lift halfway. You can either use the block or the legs as you straighten halfway up, extend the spine, and even think of your heart as lifting forward a little bit. Exhale, forward bend, roll it up. So again, if a little bend of the knees helps you, if it helps you to put your hands mid-thigh, do that. But the goal is to come up, come back to that mountain pose. Inhale, hands together, bring them to your heart, and back to mountain pose. All right, we're gonna do that a couple more times. So when you start feeling ready, if you don't wanna roll down and up, feel free to dive into that, extend as you come back up. I'll do each one a couple of times, but we've got a few more of these to do to get warmed up. So here we go, arms up. Exhale, however you want to get into your forward bend. Halfway up, inhale, straighten. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rolling up, or again, maybe you've been extending the back already. Hands together to the heart. And back to mountain pose. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, arms up, diving or rolling into that forward bend. Rolling down, either one. Always have to listen to your body. Inhale, lift halfway. And almost deciding moment by moment what's going to work the best for you. Exhale, forward bend. Now inhale, extend it back if you like. And back to mountain pose. So whatever's feeling right at this moment, let's continue that 2 more times. Inhale, forward bend, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Rolling up or extend it back. You can even come into a little back bend here at the top. Back to mountain pose. Inhale, exhale. 1 more time, arms up. Forward bend. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Making your way back up and coming to mountain pose. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be starting from our mountain pose today to get into our warrior work. And then, as I said, at some point after we've done a little bit of that, we're going to come into some straddle work. So if you want to have a block handy, go ahead and grab that. All right. Perfect mountain pose. Take a breath in and out. So your right foot is pretty much going to stay here. And I want you to step back with your left foot, however far you think you need to for your warrior one. So as you step back, I'm going to move my right foot just a tiny bit over to the right. So we want to have that kind of that railroad track distance between the feet, right? Even though this back foot is angled, if your feet were maybe a little wider than hip distance and you step back, angle that foot, but you need to be able to bend this knee in front. So if you need to scoot the foot in, do that, because we know our body has to face front, right? Bring those arms up when you're ready. Now you're in your warrior one, so really pressing that back foot as firmly as you have weight in that front foot. A breath in and out. Take a breath in. Exhale those cactus arms. Squeeze that upper back tight. Inhale, reach those arms back up. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Come to those cactus arms. Energize into your fingertips. Inhale, arms up. Stay here, exhale. Now inhale, lift the left heel up. Exhale into your high lunge. You're going to kind of change the angle of that back foot a little bit. Go as low as you want to, as far apart or close together as you want to, but you need to still be facing front and still feel balanced and really working through the middle here. Tighten it up. Take a breath in and out. 2 more. Next, inhale, prepare. Exhale, open to warrior two. So opening to the left side. Turn that body now sideways, but you still got to keep that front knee lined up with the back foot, right? Arms come out, and we're just going to relax the shoulder and really energize to those fingertips. 2 more breaths here in warrior two. Come into your side angle pose, lean into this leg or use a block. Left arm, start it with straight up, open that shoulder. And then if you want to extend it, you can. Don't go further, right? We want it to be lined up with that back leg. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Reverse warrior, just turn that right hand up. The arm's going to come up. We're not changing that front leg at all. And come back to warrior two. And now straighten that right leg and come to your wide straddle. So here's our first time in the straddle. I just looked at my watch. Got to stay on time. Now, let's start out, once you've established the feet, right? So you want to be, both feet are about the same distance from midline, if that makes sense, right? If one was further than the other, that wouldn't be good. Take those arms out. Now make sure that you don't roll those ankles either way. Foot is firm on the mat. Even if your straddle is not very wide, take the arms at shoulder height and then interlace your hands over the head. Either grip. I'd like you to try both if you can later. We'll do the second one. But if it doesn't feel good, you're going to stay with the one that you do naturally. Now, extend the arms, but also press your shoulders down. So you want some distance on either side of the head from those arms. You can even do the palms up, as long as you can keep that space open here. Now, take a breath in. On the exhale, gently bring those arms a little further back. Don't bring your head forward. Bring the arms alongside the ears or further back. And let's work on those shoulders a little bit. 2 more breaths here. We're going to separate our hands, bring them to the hip crease. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, come into your forward bend. Maybe have blocks here if you have trouble getting your hands onto the floor. Where's my block? Here it is. Whoops. All right, so hands are under the shoulders. Inhale, straighten the back as much as you can. You still want that long, straight spine. Now I'm not going to use my blocks here. I'm going to be on my finger pads, not my fingertips. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Stay here, exhale. Bring your left hand under your heart. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Take a breath in just to make sure that spine is long and straight. Exhale, rotate to the right. Option to open this arm. If that doesn't feel good, just keep it on the hip as you turn to that side. Either one. All right, bring this hand back down. You're gonna reach across and try to touch your your left leg, your left ankle, your left foot. This hand is still here for support. And let the rest of the body just hang. We've gone from rotation to stretching across to the opposite leg. And then we're going to release that hand. I want you to bring one hand under each shoulder. Inhale, straighten the back again. Now, I'm going to give you two options here. If it's challenging for you to come up in this wide straddle with a straight back, I want you to walk your feet closer until you can roll up from your forward bend. If you're still with me here, pull the belly tight. Keep your spine long and straight. Take your hand to the tip creases. Keep that torso strong and straight, and slowly make your way up, up, up. Roll the shoulders up and back. Come to your warrior two. We still have a whole other side to do. So come back to warrior two, take a breath in and out. Take a breath in, prepare. Exhale, turn to your high lunge again. Take a breath here. Take a breath in to prepare. Exhale, rotate to the right. Inhale back to the front. One more full breath here. Now bring your hands to your hips. You can either step in a bunch of little steps. You want to take one big step, push yourself in. I want you to come back to mountain pose. All right, 1 second. All right, guys, now we have to do the whole other side. And we're running out of time, but we just need to do it. So we have a little time at the end on our back. So I'm going to come over to the other edge of my mat. So starting out, let's just go into a full a forward bend. So bring the arms up. Forward bend. Exhale. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Rolling up or coming up with that long back. Exhale, back to mountain pose. All right, you're going to step that right foot back. So now we're in a warrior one with the left foot in front. Make sure everything's to the front. I'm not going to explain as much. We're just going to go ahead and do it. But we won't do it faster. Take a breath in and out here. Take a breath in. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach back up. Stay here, exhale. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, cactus arms again. Really lift your heart as you squeeze your shoulder blades tight, tight, tight. Inhale, bring the arms up. Stay here, exhale. Now inhale, prepare. Exhale, open to warrior two. Oh, I forgot the high lunge. Oh well. Warrior two. Sorry about that. We'll get it later. So we're going to start out, take another breath or two here. Now, side angle pose. Start by leaning into that leg. Take that right arm straight up. Keep the chest open. Option to extend it over the right ear. Keep reaching fingertips to heel. Inhale back up to warrior two. Reverse warrior, turn that left hand up, palm up, support yourself with that other hand anywhere on the leg. All right, back to warrior two. Inhale, exhale. All right, coming into the straddle the second time. Hands at shoulder height. Interlacing your hands, opposite grip if that works, if not the same one. Pull the arms up, press the shoulders down. Even turning the palms up, same thing. We don't want those shoulders up around the ears. Press it down, have some space here. Now inhale, exhale, start bringing those upper arms a little further back alongside the ears. Inhale again. Exhale, bring the arms back. Again, really working in that shoulder stretch. And then separate the hands. Once again, we're going to bring them to the hip crease. We're going to inhale, lift our heart. Exhale, flat back as you come into that forward bend. And then once you get the hands on the blocks or the mat, allow yourself to just hang completely into that forward bend. Again, let gravity help you out here. Now inhale, hands under the shoulders. Straighten the spine as much as you can. Stay here, exhale. Inhale, bring your right hand under the heart. Bring your left hand around to that left hip. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist to the left this time. So we're rotating left. Again, hand can stay on the hip, or we can open that left arm up, whatever feels the best today. Keep that spine long and straight. Now bring the arm back down and take it over toward the right leg, right ankle, whatever you can. This hand can come a little further in if that helps you. You want to have the rest of the upper body just hanging. As you come out of that, one hand under each shoulder. Inhale, straighten the back. You've got the same two options you had earlier, either walking the feet in and rolling up or coming up with a flat back. So either way, I'm gonna, again, come up with a flat back, but pull the belly tight. That's gonna help you protect that back as you come up. Hands to the hip creases. Inhale slowly, keep that back strong and straight. Come on up. And then once you're all the way up, find that warrior two again on the left. All right, inhale here, exhale, come to that high lunge. We weren't here earlier on this side, so I'm gonna give you here, I'm gonna do 3 or 4 more breaths here before we rotate. Make sure you've got that back knee relaxed, front knee lined up over the foot. Inhale, prepare, exhale, rotate left, the right arm reaches around to the front, left arm to the back. Inhale back to the front, hands on the hips, and however you want to get back to your mountain pose, bring those feet back together. Alrighty, whoops, gotta get moving here. All right, come back to mountain pose at the top of your mat. If you had to move like I did, come on back to the first side. All right, bring the arms up, inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Hands are gonna come here and we're gonna come into our plank again. We're gonna go through this one last time. Come back to your child's pose. Bring those arms either under the forehead or alongside the legs. You can even have a block under your forehead if you like, but I just want you to really rest here about 5 breaths. All right. When you feel ready, I want you to come out of that. We're going to go into our forward bend one more time here. So bring the legs out in front of you. Bring the arms up, inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Same thing. Work into it. Don't just get to that one point and just stay there. We're always working to get further, deeper, lower, but all the time using that breath to help us get there. All right, as you come out of that, you can either bend the knees and roll yourself down to your back. If that's not feeling good today, turn onto your side, come on down, and then join us when you get there. Once you've got your head and shoulders on the mat, we're going to bring those knees back in. That should feel pretty good, pulling the knees in. Just feel like the whole back spreads out into your mat. And then we're just going to even add a little more pressure by rolling side to side. All right, take both feet up. Flex and point them. I like to have mine work opposite, but you can do whatever feels the best for you. Circle the feet. Both ways. Try to do something like this flex and point and circles once a day, regardless of what else you do activity-wise. If you're doing a yoga day, you may not need to do it if you do it in your yoga practice. I don't know. I do it in every one of mine, but I don't know if everybody does that. But it's a really, really important movement as we get older. There's so many bones, muscles, tendons in the feet. You have got to keep them all moving. All right, let's go ahead and bring our feet down to the mat. We're just starting all over again like we do in our bent knees pose. Arms are right next to us. Next, inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, pull the right knee in. Give that leg a moment to kind of stretch towards you. And then we're going to stretch our left leg all the way out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, prepare by opening that right arm to the floor. Exhale, twist, pull your right knee across. All right, as you come out of it, we're going to come in and thread the needle. This time, if you do want to bring that bottom foot off the mat, you can do that. All right, now we're going to uncross and bring those knees into the chest. All right, now stay here. Keep that left leg pulled in and stretch your right leg all the way out. Give it a moment for that hip flexor to lengthen. And then we're going to inhale, open the left arm. Exhale, twist, pull that left knee across. Try to keep the left shoulder on the mat. All right, as you come out of it, come on the back, left foot on the right knee, thread the needle, and bring the foot up. All right, let's uncross, hug those knees in. Let's see what we're doing. Should we do one more twist? We can do one more twist. So let's keep the feet together, knees together. But if you want something, just backing off a little bit, bring your feet to the mat. And then the feet can go off center depending on which way you're going to go. If you're going to go right, you can bring them left. But if you want the full, deeper twist, then keep the feet up. Same thing, arms are going to stay open, whichever variation you're doing. When you're ready, inhale and exhale, drop the knees right. And as we drop them right, we're trying to keep the knees touching. And the left hip is over the right hip, and we're still opening that left arm away from us. All right, bring the knees up as you inhale. Exhale, drop them left and look right. And inhale, bring the knees back up. And let's roll that back one last time. We're gonna come into happy baby before we stretch out. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and come into that. Again, whatever variation feels good for you today. All right, we're gonna start to bring those legs back together and bring the feet down first. Stretch your legs out long. Take the arms overhead. And as you do that, watch isn't working, but I think it's getting close. There we go. Inhale, stretch fingers to toes. Exhale, leave those arms overhead. Take a breath in and out. And then just turn your head to one side, stretch out the neck a little bit. And bring it back up and turn it the other way. And bring it back up. All right, let's do the second time. Inhale, stretch and hold. And exhale, relax. And one more time. Full body stretch, inhale. Exhale, relax. Bring those arms lower than the shoulders and move the legs a little further apart. And just get yourself as comfortable as you can. If you're grabbing a blanket or something, great. If you do like to have the legs up the wall, that's fine too. This is your Savasana. You should be as comfortable as you can and get the most out of it. And just focus on breathing. Just breathing. That breath deeply into the belly, feel it expand outward. Exhale and let all the tension leave your body and your mind. Keep that body just in a beautiful, restful place. Keep your mind there as well. We don't need anything else coming into the brain right now. And again, inhale. Exhale, get heavier, relax even more. And we'll just take a couple minutes to rest. Try to keep your mind clear and just focus on breathing. All right, take a deeper breath in and out. If you want to stay on the mat a little bit longer, please do. You are going to come up. We're going to do that very slowly. So we just want to move our fingers and toes a little bit at first. And then move the hands and feet a little bit. And when you do bring yourself up, come up slowly. Got it. Namaste. I'm going to come over to you. How we doing, guys?